Hi, my name is Shazif Khan, and on today's vlog by Pakistan's people-led disaster management, I am talking about a really serious matter. The summer monsoon is starting right about now. That means lots of rainfall. Tends to rain so much in Pakistan during the monsoon that this season is usually our most natural hazard-prone time. So as we prepare for the monsoon season, we are keeping this in mind. The Pakistan Meteorological Department is forecasting above average rainfall in many parts of Pakistan, especially in Sindh. In fact, they're saying that rainfall in Karachi and parts of Sindh could be really severe. And so as a result, we're now fearing a repeat of what happened last year in Karachi and Sindh during the monsoon season. There are calls upon the authorities to remove encroachments and debris from the nalas in Karachi. We're building a new Doppler weather radar in Karachi and digging up a new water storage facility. However, I believe that the dangers we face during this monsoon season go way beyond that. And here's why I believe that. One of the worst periods in Pakistan's history is the 3 years from 2010 to 2012. That was when some of the biggest floods in Pakistan's history struck during the 3 monsoon seasons. They were unprecedented floods all across the nation in 2010, followed by unprecedented floods in southern Pakistan in 2011. Then the floods in 2012 that happened all across Pakistan were extreme. They weren't unprecedented, but they certainly were on the top end of the scale when it comes to normal standards of floods in Pakistan. Those floods happened because 2010 to 2012 were La Nina years. La Nina is a phase of a climate cycle in the Pacific known as the El Nino Southern Oscillation. When there is a La Nina, the Western Pacific becomes much warmer than usual. This supercharges the Asian monsoon, and it is why floods in Pakistan tend to be more common when there's a La Nina happening. From summer 2010 to spring 2011, there was one of the strongest La Ninas on record. Then another more moderate La Nina was in place from fall 2011 to spring 2012. They are linked to the floods in Pakistan. Recently, in late 2020, another La Nina formed, and it became the strongest La Nina since the one in 2010. It is now faded away. The World Meteorological Department announced that it was over at the beginning of June. But the scary thing is that this La Nina is behaving a lot like the one in 2011. Because let me explain. When 2011 began, the La Nina was at its height. It caused some of the biggest floods that Australia ever saw at the first 2 months of the year. Then it caused a polar vortex to spill all across the mainland United States, bringing extreme cold all the way down to Texas. Then through the late spring and summer, it caused extreme heat and drought, record-breaking heat and drought all across the American Southwest and South. And then, after that was the extreme floods in Sindh in Pakistan in September. Now, in this year, 2021, it began with the La Nina at its height. It caused an extreme polar vortex to spill all across the mainland United States in February, just like the same month as in 2011, bringing extreme cold all the way down to Texas. It caused some of the biggest floods Australia ever saw in March. And now it's causing the American Southwest and South to be gripped with extreme record-breaking heat and drought. So yeah, we're seeing that 2021 is playing out as a repeat of 2011. And in that case, will it impact Pakistan the same way as in 2011? Because the kind of floods we had 10 years ago, maybe they will happen again this year. That is an alarming prospect. So, and it's not just the repeat of the 2011 floods. In this monsoon season, anything can happen. We've had a decade of more global warming since then. And maybe we could have a repeat of the 2010 floods. We're also seeing parallels with 2010. Because in 2010, before the extreme floods in Pakistan, in May there was a huge Arabian Sea cyclone that occurred, and it influenced the onset of the monsoon. And then in June there was an extreme heat wave in Pakistan, alongside extreme heat waves occurring all across the Middle East. In the past 2 months, we've seen the same things happen now. Cyclone Tauktae in the Arabian Sea in May, and the heat waves this month in Pakistan and all across the Middle East. So basically, the signs, the precursors to the floods in 2010, 2011, they're happening this year, right now. So that gives us reason to be afraid. This La Nina right now is over, but so is the one in 2011. It ended in spring, and still its after effects caused the floods in Pakistan. And besides, there's also the La Nina that formed in October 2011. Perhaps this year we'll have another La Nina forming later. And so sandwiched between the early 2021 La Nina and the late 2021 La Nina, Pakistan could be in for huge floods. Now, I am no weather forecaster. The purpose of this vlog is I want other people to take over this task and try to more look deeper into where the weather is taking us. And I want to wake up my nation to this threat, this potential risk that we are facing. The fate of Pakistan hangs in the balance. The well-being and safety of the people of Pakistan is now at stake. I just want the nation to prepare. We have a month to prepare, perhaps 2 months, if the major floods begin in September, like they did 10 years ago. We need to do everything we can to minimize the chance of damage. And we need to take this risk seriously. If the worst case scenario does play out, there is nothing you can do to prevent disaster completely, but with enough preparation, we can minimize the disaster a great deal. Thank you.